surprises than before. From its lofty towers high above the sea to rat-infested dungeons and hidden graveyards, there is always someone or something dying to meet you. Brigantine Castle.
And we're back. I'm here again with my guest, Jeff Allen. And this is our Halloween edition. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do another breakdown. If you remember, our breakdown previously was John Carpenter films. I realized last time it was kind of an issue with the seating of the John Carpenter films. You know, if you remember the Starman deal and Prince of Darkness. So what we're going to do now, the seating of the 16 films is going to be random. So he's going to pick it out of that pumpkin head.
Oh!
Yeah, so I have them on a piece of paper. Now, the films, they're not necessarily Halloween films, but they are mainstream horror, which most humans on this planet have seen, and I consider them either a 4 or 5 stars. You know, they're all pretty decent films. Really relatable to most people out there, and we'd really like to hear your opinion if you want to comment on these picks Jeff makes. But yeah, we're going to whittle it down to 1 winner. So we start at 16 and go from there. So Jeff, what you're going to do, take that pumpkin, you can put it in your lap, whatever you want to do.
All right.
So you are going to pull one out, name it, pull another one out, and those are the two that battle, and then I'll write down the winner.
All right.
And then we'll keep whittling it down.
And what is this segment called?
Oh, the segment is called Breakdown.
Halloween. All right, here I goes nothing. Here I goes nothing. Okay.
Only one.
Well, you got them in order? Do you want me to shuffle them?
No, I don't have them in order. You can shake them up, whatever. Yeah, whatever you want.
It looked like they were placed in there specifically as some sort of trick. First one, Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
Going up against, oh boy, The Shining.
Ah.
Okay, that's interesting matchup there we got.
You've seen both?
I have.
Okay.
And it was great.
What?
It was a great experience watching Cabin in the Woods with my brother in a completely empty theater. And the opening of that movie, of them on the board and then riding through the little cart through the industrial complex or whatever. And then the Cabin in the Woods was great. And
What did you have for lunch that day?
I really enjoyed it. I think I had a ham on rye. But The Shining's a fucking classic, right? Although the scene where Shelley Duvall shows up and everybody's gone and there's all these skeletons sitting there with webs on them, that's just plain goofy now. That doesn't hold the same weight that it did when we were kids, or you were a middle-aged man.
So this is kind of this is going back to like The Thing versus whatever. I mean, I'd say the Shining is a masterpiece. It's Kubrick, right?
Yeah.
But which is more watchable? And it depends on the criteria you want to judge this.
In this case, I would eliminate Cabin in the Woods, definitely.
Okay.
Even though that was really fun, Shining is worth a watch every 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more.
Okay, right. Very good. All right, next one is, The Exorcist versus Damien the Omen 1.
Okay. Oh, I have to add too.
Yes.
If you're going to see movies where there's more than one, you can just think of it as your favorite of them all. You know.
Really?
So if you like, it doesn't necessarily have to be The First Omen, or The First Omen. It could be The First Omen. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
don't,
it can
because,
be,
okay, so I would put up Damien with the Final Conflict, The Omen 3, with Sam Neill as Damien grown up, run for Senate or something,
right,
president,
right,
against Exorcist 2 with Pazuzu.
You can.
Seriously?
Well, look at it as
Exorcist
look at the movie as a whole, the whole
series.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, dude. Whatever you think is the better.
I've
what
never
was it? It was the
seen. I've
Omen?
never seen the entire The Exorcist. I've never sat down from beginning to end and seen that movie. I know. And here he is on national TV making me admit that. Thank
I
God
didn't
this
say
is the
anything.
fucking 70s.
Yowza.
The internet hasn't been invented yet, so I'm good. I'm safe. And we're filming on film, right? Okay, that's gonna die. I know. But I've seen The Exorcist 2 many times, and The Exorcist 3 quite a few times. And that hallway scene is one of the best, and the old lady on the ceiling. Fucking great stuff.
I know about stink.
I believe in slime and stink.
George C. Scott.
George C. Scott, one of the best. You know what that's from? Fire starter. You can break a man's nose. Send
You
the
saw
nose bone
Firestarter
into his
and you
fucking
didn't see
brain.
Exorcist.
Hey man, I was too young to go see Exorcist.
Right.
But anyway, so I got to go with The Omen because The Omen fucking freaked me out, man.
Wow.
Little Damien, I'm doing this for you. Gregory fucking Peck, David Warner getting his head cut off by that pane of
it's
glass.
good. The original Omen. The first Omen is really good. It just came out a couple of years ago. That's really
Oh
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
What about that Exorcist reboot they came out with the two?
Oh yeah, with the two kids.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
What a
The Exorcist though, nothing beats that. That would have. If I'm doing the breakdown, all the way to the end, done.
Dude, that was one that I had heard of from my friends in grade school about how gross it was. And one of my friends was like, he takes the crucifix, or she takes it, and she's like, and the way he described that scene, I was like, I never want to see that. You know, I'm in fifth grade or whatever the hell it came out.
When I saw The Exorcist, I was really young too, and it left an impression on me. And I remember thinking, I can't believe Linda Blair actually mouthed those words. Like, I still can't even say it. And I was raised Catholic, you know?
Yeah.
And to hear her say those words, I'm like, I hope she's okay, because God's not going to be happy with her. And I just saw somebody talk about The Exorcist. Who was it? Was it No, it wasn't Friedkin. I think it was
Might have been.
Quentin Tarantino or something. And he was saying how
They didn't show her feet enough.
he goes, one of the biggest takeaways from that movie is that Friedkin got everyone, not that just the devil is real, is that Catholicism is the end. That's the complete truth of everything.
Yeah.
And that was just frightening to him. And I totally get that. I never thought that through. All right, so that's our first 4.
Okay, I just took out The Exorcist. Good job. What?
Come on.
Okay, Get Out.
Okay.
Carrie.
How could you go? Wait, why did you say what with Get Out?
Well, I don't know. I thought these were like classics. You know, I don't consider that a classic.
Yeah, I do.
Huh. Okay. I'm thrown by that. I remember having a good time watching it. And I love the fake out at the end where the cops are pulling up and you immediately, oh, sorry, spoilers.
Yeah,
That was, and apparently that wasn't the original ending. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it was a real, yeah, I guess it's going to stand the test of time.
Oh, it's a masterpiece, bro. I saw it with the cast. I saw it with Jordan Peele and the cast at
Really?
Santa Monica. Yeah.
Nice.
Q&A. But that, I mean, I don't know if you've listened to any commentary tracks or anything about that.
No.
So much care was taken making that, you know, this symbolism. And yeah, I think it's definitely a classic. It definitely deserves to be on this list. But anyway,
Wow.
it's Get Out. And what was the other one?
Right, Cabin in the Woods was the first one. That threw me as well because I was like, oh, I thought we were talking about classics, you know, and Cabin in the Woods is great, you know, just like Get Out, but not a classic. But you're probably right. Standing the test of time. Carrie. I got to go with Get Out. I mean, after my reaction like that, but Carrie, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. That was another one that I couldn't see until way later. All right. Oh, shit, I got it. Okay. All right, here we go. Halloween, which I do like, and Prince of Dark. No, I'm just kidding. Return of the Living Dead. I'm gonna have to give this one to Return of the Living Dead just because I fucking love zombies and I love Oh man, was it Dan O'Bannon? Who was the director of that? I love his take on it, and just the punk rockers and the...
What do you think this is all about? You think this is a fucking costume? This is a way of life.
Wonderful. I watched it again recently with my son, like a few years back, and I was like, oh goddamn, there's a lot of sexual stuff in this that I completely forgot. Linnea Quigley running around and trash, all that shit.
Yeah,
but,
I think what's overlooked sometimes with that movie is that it's superbly acted. Everyone throughout that, the two guys at the young punk, and then when they go meet the mortician guy, I'm forgetting the actor's name.
yeah, man.
And each one of them,
Clu
without saying
Gulager
much,
is the only
know
name I
their
remember.
personality like that.
Yeah.
They're just so good. It's crazy good.
The old guy, he was also in Poltergeist, and he was like, what, he got a 1,000-watt light bulb in there? When the light bulb, that dude, fucking, that guy was the best.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, okay, you let him out, and I'll hit him, and he goes, and
He braces himself in the door jam. He's like, okay.
and he goes running right for the one dude. Ah!
Right to him. Yeah, it's so
Oh,
good.
God. And then nothing works. They can't kill him. And they fucking cleave the freaking pickaxe to his head. They nail him to the floor, basically. And then they cut his head off, thinking that'll work. And then the body gets up. And then the Tar Man reveal.
Who's there?
The zombie getting the freaking ambulance. And more paramedics. Said more cops.
It's the small lines that I like where the guy, they go to the mortician across the way.
Yeah.
And they have it's like they're cats or whatever. I don't know. He said there's like feral cats or whatever. He said we're in the bags, they're moving. Hey, well, let me just, And anyways, he explains to him what went down.
Yeah.
And then
Jim.
the way he explained, he goes, yeah, I don't know, man. What do you want me to do? Like, he just like, this is where we're at. Like, I can't remember his exact line, but it's more like, all right, yeah, well, so what? What do you want to do?
Frankly, Bert, I think you acted precipitously in cutting up the corpse.
Yeah, you may be right. I don't know, but I did it. So what are we going to do about it, Ernie?
That always just cracks me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, just yeah.
I love that.
And Halloween, yeah, I know it's a classic. It is. But sorry.
All right.
Personal preference. All right, we got two more: Blair Witch Project and Scream. Blair Witch by a mile. Sorry. No offense to Wes Craven, God rest his soul.
So you mean Book of Shadows, right?
Was that Blair Witch 2 or 3? Or?
Yeah. Hey, I gotta say, the Blair Witch comic was great.
Really?
Yeah, you should check it out. I mean, did you get the Blair Witch disc when it came with the documentary that aired on Sci-Fi Network? It's so well done.
Maybe.
It just adds this whole mythos to the whole Blair Witch.
Yeah,
thing.
that was
it's done like where they try and make believe it's the 70s, and then they kind of it doesn't look like it was made in that time, but they did in the Blair Witch documentary that aired on Sci-Fi, which is included in the disc. It's done so well.
The Blair Witch story begins like all other witch stories and legends with an old haggard lady.
Yeah, and also, I gotta thank you for helping me open my big dumb asshole eyes to the ending of that, because I remember telling you in your office back at Sony, like, I was disappointed that they didn't show it, and you were like, "No, man, that's the beauty," and I was like, "What?" And you got me thinking about it, and like, oh, right, like, because nothing that they could create or show on camera would be what you invented in your head, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Especially for a found footage movie. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Friday the 13th, I'm going to treat this as an entire series. Jason X. Oh, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre by a mile. Sorry, Sean S. Cunningham.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. There's no.
First one, second one is my personal favorite.
I love that too.
Yeah, man.
I love that movie. I went and rewatched that. I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because I knew I loved it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if I still loved it. And it's great. It's great. It's a good.
Did you have the same realization that I did that as me when those two fucking college rich pricks are driving? And the one who's got hollow glasses, with the eyes on him. He's and he's shooting all that scene where they're going across the bridge. That bridge is 1,400 miles long. I'm like, when are they going to get off this bridge? This is bridge. Never noticed that.
I didn't
Never noticed that before. But that was one of 3 films that after I saw, I told my friend the entire movie, walking to school or from school or to the mall or whatever, the entire movie, and they were hanging on every fucking word. Yeah. Well, at least I'd like to think they were. They were walking going, yeah, that's crazy.
All right.
Anyways. Yeah, man. All right. We got Saw and Nightmare on Elm Street. Interesting. Dream Warriors was one of my favorite movie-going experiences. I think I saw that with my brother and my good buddy Rick, and walking home from that, the Fox Theater, walking all the way home at night, like at 10 o'clock at night or whatever it was, and just, that was a fun, like, Friday night, with teenagers, and couldn't hear half of the shit that was happening. And Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was weird as hell. 1 was, I guess you could call it a classic, right? But it was never a personal favorite for me. Too. Saw revolutionized. Saw was like grunge, like when Saw came in. You could say that about Scream, about the slasher film. And I can go, hey, man, tip my hat to you, Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson, right? But Saw really fucking, that grabbed me, because I remember talking with buddies, like walking from Warner Brothers to go get some fucking lunch. Like, would you cut your own foot off? Would you cut your foot off if you were in that situation? And just those two guys, they both gone on to great careers. James Wan and Lee Wanell. He's got the Wolfman coming out. He's redoing the Wolfman. I know.
I thought it was redone just fine, but okay.
With the what's his name? Benicio, yeah. Did you see all those alternate endings for that?
I did not.
Where he kills Emily Blunt in every single alternate ending. He eats her. Like, so, what's alternate about this? Well, in this one, he twitched his lip a little harder. All right, so Saw beats Nightmare on Elm Street. Sorry to say. I know. You guys are upset.
No, I'm good.
But Riley's not. Fucking A, Riley. All right. Oh, man. I love this movie, Hereditary. I love this movie because of how I was alone in that theater and there was some mom that came in and brought her little fucking 3-year-old.
Hello, we the producers here at Hollywood Night. He would like to apologize on behalf of our guest, Jeff Allen. Due to Jeff's buffoonery, he fails to name the movie on the card that he is holding. That movie is The Evil Dead. We are deeply sorry for any confusion this act of stupidity may have caused. Also, while I'm here, I may as well apologize for Jeff's flagrant and excessive use of the word fuck. Thanks for watching, and please enjoy the rest of the program.
4-year-old son, and he was just, and I thought, you poor kid, you poor fucking kid. And, that was a great fucking movie-going experience, but Evil Dead wins by a fucking mile.
You didn't announce Evil Dead.
I'm sorry. Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. Fuck, man.
What'd you think of the remakes? The recent remake?
I haven't seen the one that takes place in the skyscraper yet. I really wanted to.
I wasn't crazy about the first remake. And then the new one, what was it? Did they call it Evil Dead 2? I can't remember, with the girl.
Yeah, that like grabbed my imagination too, but I never saw it. But the remake was commendable, but it kind of suffered from, like, the only memorable person in that was the gal who played the Ash character, or the main, I mean the girl who gets possessed and splits her tongue in half, and she was really great. But Yeah, it's like you need Bruce Campbell if you're gonna do an Evil Dead movie.
Which the show
and Ash versus the Evil Dead, that was fucking great. Especially
it was, right? I
Yeah.
think the first season and a half or something was great. I think the first episode of that show, I think it was Raimi. I think he
you
directed
could
it.
tell,
It was-
man.
Oh my God, yeah.
You can tell.
It's great.
When it just goes to like your not standard TV directors, but it's like Sam Raimi's way up here. You know what I started to watch recently was Drag Me to Hell, and I couldn't get past the first 10. I couldn't get past it. It was
You're
so
nuts.
Dude, you got to watch it again, man. When was the last time you saw it? In a theater back in 1997.
There's only two that I can think, two movies that I actually bought without seeing. Because I missed it when it was in the theater.
Yeah.
Drag Me to Hell, because I knew it was Sam Raimi, and The Wrestler with
Mickey O'Rourke?
Mickey O'Rourke. I knew I knew one of the guys in that. But anyways, I knew that would be a good movie, and
Yeah.
I like wrestling. So anyways.
Oh, shit,
All right,
that's it?
No, all right, we're on to the next round.
Next round.
All right, here we go. The next two. The Shining and The Omen.
Shining.
All right.
Shining, I mean, Omen I haven't seen in fucking decades.
Yeah.
And The Shining is like a once every 2 years.
Watch the first Omen, especially right now around the holiday.
I told you, I haven't seen it in fucking decades.
Yeah. No, the first,
That's what I'm saying. I haven't watched it, man. It came out in 1970-something.
No, you fool. It's called The First Omen.
I don't know.
All right. Here we go. Get Out or Return of the Living Dead?
Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, as far as... Okay. I'm not going to give my 2 cents. I just got to say...
You're
If
the
I'm
host,
going
man.
with movies that I enjoy watching, like Get Out. Here again, this is the thing when we're talking about the thing.
Yeah.
I think Get Out's a better made movie, but
Constructed.
Return is just so much fun.
It's fucking fun.
Oh man, this one I don't know. Let's see what we think here. Blair Witch and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Pardon me. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw is, that's in my library. It's in my iTunes iMovie library as well. You know what I mean? Like those, so I have easy access. Like I'm just gonna put this on while I draw.
The last two in this round is Saw and The Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna start circling before you even said anything. All right.
Army of Darkness is the best children's horror movie. Army of Darkness. I used to play that for my son when he was a toddler, and he loved it.
All right, these are for who faces in the finals. We're down to the final four. The Shining or Return of the Living Dead?
Return of the Living Dead.
Again. Okay. This is the last of the final four. Texas Chainsaw or The Evil Dead?
This one's difficult. This one is difficult. I'm sorry. This is difficult.
I can't help you because this is rough.
And I also love the Matthew McConaughey, Renee Zellweger, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that one.
You know what? The one with Jessica Biel was fine. I thought that was okay.
The remake.
And the most recent one that was a Netflix one.
Oh.
It wasn't great, but the ending was pretty cool. I was like,
You had to sit through how many hours and, and minutes just to get that ending.
I know.
Dude, that was such a letdown. Yeah. And to bring back, what's her name from the first movie, to just have her immediately be fucking killed off, like Richard Farnsworth in Misery. Spoilers for Misery if you haven't seen Misery yet. Why isn't Misery on this list? Just kidding. All right, I'm going to pick Texas Chainsaw. I am going to say Texas Chainsaw. Chainsaw beats Ash's Chainsaw. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay. This is it. The final two. This is the breakdown for the best horror Halloween edition. We got Return of the Living Dead versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Two very different films. Wow.
Yeah. One more fun than the other, if you're talking about the first movies.
Mm-hmm.
Second Texas Chainsaw can go head to head, toe to toe with Return.
Yeah.
With its campiness and its humor and all of its gore. Meanwhile, you got Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which was basically a remake. Which I think the only thing I really liked about that movie was where the boyfriend convinces his girlfriend to let him eat her brains. And then Return of the Living Dead 3 with I think her name was Julie, put all the glass in her because she was turning into a zombie and would like she pierced herself when she looked super cool with all the glass in her, and that was like the cover. And I specifically painted that at Tower Video because it was like that image needs to live on. Super iconic, but lower budget, way lower budget. Fuck. And you know, obviously going up against a classic. Okay. Apparently 3 was called just Leatherface, and Viggo Mortensen was in that one. I'm pretty sure. He wasn't Leatherface, he was the brother, you know, like the Chop Top. Oh man, dude, I gotta give it to Texas Chainsaw. Fucking crazy. Not of course.
Texas Chainsaw great. All right. So Texas Chainsaw wins.
Yeah.
But right now, if I had 2 VCRs with 2 VHS tapes playing, which one are you going to watch? Texas Chainsaw or Return of the Living Dead? You can only watch one.
With you right now?
No, by yourself.
Oh, by myself?
Yeah.
And I got 2 VCRs?
Yeah.
1 TV? 2 TVs? I play them at the same time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you know somebody recently they played they superimposed The Shining over itself, and they played it from the beginning and the end backwards, and it's crazy how they sync up at certain scenes, like Wendy going in looking for Jack, you know, into the big main room, you know, where he's riding, and then that actually like syncs up to Jack like throwing the ball, pretty much the same angle.
Man, that movie's been picked apart like crazy.
Yeah,
Have
dude.
you seen that documentary, like Room 427?
So interesting.
But they're like, you know, notice how like in the storage area, the can of peaches is turned, you know, to 90 degree, and we did the math. 90 degrees means.
Well, the Indians, right? All the Indian logos on there, and just like the one dude standing with like the desk and the paperwork little shelf thing on the desk, and it's like right at his groin level, so it looks like an erect penis. Like,
I turned that documentary off. I was like,
but it had some really interesting points, you know, or observations, and like when they're walking across the parking lot, the little street, and there's like a car coming right at him or something, and they just continue walking, and they cut right before the car kills him or something, and it's like, wow, what the, it's just really, really fucking neat, and some of them are crazy conspiracy theories or something, but there was a lot of really good points where you're thinking, he must have had an idea, he must have had. But meanwhile, you know, we've done that where, you know, you put something on, it goes on TV and people get something out of it that you never intended, and you're like, oh yeah, sure, I intended that the whole time. That was planned, but just these happy accidents, man.
all right, well, you never said which VHS you're going to watch. Just say it.
Right now?
Yes.
Is it Texas Chainsaw Massacre or is it Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2?
Whatever you want.
If it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2,
right,
up against Return of the Living Dead, right now I feel like watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Right. Well, there you go.
I want to see Dennis Hopper like testing out those, and then Dennis Hopper's stunt double going on those logs out there, those stumps. He's so bad, man. Yeah. I bet you Dennis Hopper was standing off camera. Just let me do this, please, Toby. No, it's too dangerous. Look at him. He's doing it all wrong. You got to watch that.
All right, man. That's it. And that's it for our episode. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully a different guest. And
hopefully.
Sorry, Riley. That's it. Have a good night.
Fuck!
Friday, 10 of the world's most beautiful actresses square off against Hollywood's meanest and toughest men in the All-Star Sexy Follies Payday Special, followed by Dennis Weaver and Valerie Harper in The Day the Loving Stopped. Right now, stay tuned for David Manchester, starring in the latest Charlie Blazer Monday night movie mystery, The Saints Come Marching.